Hello, welcome to this video where we will be looking at something called the nth term. Okay, so the nth term is mainly or is more associated with key stage 3 sort of level of learning, so year 7 and upwards. However, it does sneak its way into those 11 plus exams, so we do want to be aware of it. But not only that, it's actually a very useful thing to use in many cases in primary school standard questions, such as number sequences. So let me show you what the nth term is all about. On the screen, we've got a sequence, okay? We've got -4, -1, 2, and 5. And it says, here are the first 4 numbers in the sequence. What is the next number? What is the 20th number? And what is the 100th number? Okay, so let's start off with the first question. What is the next number? Now, this one shouldn't be too tricky. In order to find the next number, we just need to figure out what's going on with the sequence. And we can see that the best way to do that is by finding the difference between the numbers. So from -4 to -1, we're adding 3. And from -1 to 2, we're adding 3. And from 2 to 5, we're adding 3. So we know that in our sequence, what's going on is we're adding 3. Okay, so therefore the next number in this sequence is going to be 5 plus 3, which is 8. Okay, this is where things get a bit tricky though, because now we're being asked for the 20th number, and then we're being asked for the 100th number. Now, the 20th number might not be so tricky. You might think, well, I know I've got to add 3. I know that I've got on the screen here, I've got the first 5 numbers in the sequence. So in order to get to the 20th number, I just need to keep adding. The problem with that is that if we are adding 3 15 more times to get to the 20th number, a couple of things can happen. First of all, we're going to waste a lot of time. Secondly, we might lose thread. We might lose track of the number that we're on. And one simple mistake is going to give us the wrong answer. But that's not even considering the fact that we're being asked to find the 100th number. Now, can you imagine how long that would take? If we were to count up in 3s all the way to the 100th number, it's going to take way too long. So one thing is clear, we need a better process. And this is where the nth term is involved. So before I answer these questions, let's look at the process behind the nth term. So we've got the steps written on the screen here. Now, rather than read the steps through, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the questions. So if I show you the first sequence, which is this one, I'm going to do one step at a time and apply it to this sequence, okay? So I've got the sequence 3, 8, 13, 18. Now, finding the next number isn't going to be so difficult, but we want to find the 100th number. How do we do this? Step 1, we need to find the difference between the numbers. Make sure you show whether it's a positive or a negative difference. That's very important. Write it down. So step 1, let's find the difference. We add 5, we add 5, we add 5. The difference is 5. It's a positive 5. Now, if it's a positive 5, I'm going to write the number 5. That's it. Okay. If it was a -5, if the sequence was going down by 5, I would write -5, but it's a positive 5, so I just write 5. Okay, so we've done the first step. I found the difference and I wrote it down. Step 2, very, 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 very easy step. We write the letter N next to that number. Done. And then finally, step 3, imagine which number would come before the first number in the sequence. Make sure you show whether it's positive or negative and write it down. So what we're being asked is, what would this number be before the 3? If this sequence had started one number earlier, what number would it be? And the best way to work that out is if we know that this sequence is increasing by 5, then all we need to do is go back 5 from 3. So 3, take away 5, and we get -2. Now, our answer is -2. We write it down next to what we've written down already. And we've got something called the nth term for this sequence. The nth term for this sequence is 5n minus 2. And I can prove to you that that's correct. Because look, let's show you something. This number here, 3, is the first number in the sequence. This is the second number in the sequence. This is the third. And this is the fourth. Okay, so 5n minus 2 basically means 5 times n subtract 2. N basically means the number in the sequence. So can you see that this is the first number in the sequence, right? If we replace n with 1, it would be 5 times 1, which is 5, minus 2, which is 3. and we get the right answer. Let's look at the fourth number in the sequence. If we replace n with 4, we get 5 times 4, which is 20. 20 minus 2 is 18. So this nth term is a formula which shows how this sequence works, which means in order to find the 100th number, all I need to do is replace n with 100. So 5 times 100 is 500, minus 2 is 498. So the 100th number is 498. And what is the nth term? It's this one here, 5n minus 2. And that's it. Okay, so actually, this might seem a bit tough at first, but these 3 steps, if we just look at them one step at a time, we just concentrate on one step at a time and make sure we do it properly, it actually starts to become quite straightforward the more we practice it. Okay, so let's do number 2, the second sequence. All right, so we have got a new sequence. We've got minus 4, minus 1, 2, 5. What's my first step? Find the difference between the numbers, and I need to show whether it's a positive or negative difference. So from minus 4 to minus 1, I'm adding 3. From minus 1 to 2, I'm adding 3. And from 2 to 5, I'm adding 3. So what is my difference? My difference is a positive 3. So I just write 3. I don't need to write positive 3 like that. Okay, we assume if a number doesn't have a negative in front of it, it's a positive. So this is a positive 3. Step 2 is to write the letter n next to it, like this. And step 3 is to imagine what number would be there. Which number would come before minus 4? Well, we know this sequence is increasing by 3. So to find the number before minus 4, I need to go back 3. So minus 4 subtract 3 is minus 7. And that's the nth term. The nth term is 3n minus 7. Shall we prove to see if it's correct? Let's have a look. Let's pick a random number. Let's go for the third number. So 2 is the third number of the sequence. Let's replace n with 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 subtract 7 is 2. And look, the third number is 2. So it makes sense. I know the nth term is correct. So to find the 50th number, I need to replace n with 50. So what is 3 times 50? 150. 150 subtract 7 is 143. So the 50th number is 143. Now, the nth term is important. We need to be able to do this because we don't want to be counting up for the 50th number. We could go minus 4, minus 1, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, and so on until we get to the 50th number. But the problem, as we discussed earlier, is it takes way too long. And if we make one mistake along the way, our answer is going to be wrong. So we need to make sure that we know how to do this process. All right, one more, and then I've got a worksheet in the description for you. But this time, once I show you the sequence, pause the video, have a go at doing it yourself and see if you're correct. So here is your sequence. Give it a go. It's a bit different, this one, a bit trickier, but follow the steps and you should be fine. And play the video when you think you've got the answer. Okay, so I'm going to go through the answer to this question. Step 1 is to find the difference. Make sure you show whether it's positive or negative. So the difference between these, well, from 30 to 25, we're going down 5. We're decreasing by 5. 25 to 20, decreasing by 5. 20 to 15, it's going down by 5. Now the difference is minus 5. It's going down 5. It's decreasing by 5. So I must show that. If it's positive, I don't need to show any. I don't need to put any symbol there. But because it's going down by 5, I put minus 5. Step 2, write the letter n. And step 3, which number would come before the first one? And of course, we need to add 5. So it's a positive 35. This number, the first number, or the number before 30, would be a positive number. It wouldn't be a minus number. It would be a positive 35. So I write plus 35. Okay. And now it's asking me for the 25th number. So what do? I replace n with 25. So minus 5 times 25. Now, if you don't know how to multiply negative numbers, minus numbers, it's the same as positive numbers, okay? So in other words, 5 times 25 is 125. minus 5 times 25 is minus 125. Okay, so it's the same thing. We're just keeping that minus symbol there. So minus 5 times 25 is minus 125. And then we need to add 35. So what is minus 25 plus 35? The answer is minus 90. So the 25th number in this sequence is minus 90. So the bottom question there was more challenging than the others because we were decreasing and we were dealing with negative numbers. But I promise you that with practice, this will become clearer and you'll be perfect at this in no time. So make sure you click the worksheet in the description of this video and please practice this. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.